will build a 1.4-liter fire engine at the South Global Engine Manufacturing Alliance plant in Dundee, Michigan. Somebody wrote on here that obviously I'm not big on surprises. Well, I am, but this one was not really a big surprise. The significance of this announcement is less about what we're doing, but it is more about how we're doing it. Some 6 weeks ago, on November the 4th, we laid out our 5-year plan, product and financial plans for the Chrysler Group in great detail, because it was a distillation of 5 months of a very intense dialogue and discovery within this organization. And today we're announcing the implementation of a significant part of those plans. It's one more important step forward that demonstrates our intent to deliver on the promises of the Fiat Chrysler Strategic Alliance and the substance of the roadmap that we laid out for you in November. The engine that you see here will go into production in the 4th quarter of next year. And it demonstrates how fast we're moving to integrate fuel-efficient technology into Chrysler powertrain portfolio at a Fiat. Secondly, how we intend to implement our world-class manufacturing initiative. Thirdly, to broaden Chrysler's group reach into the A and B segment of the car world. And fourthly, is to begin to provide jobs and other economic benefits that will validate the rationale behind the government support that we received. I'll take a few minutes to briefly elaborate on each of these topics. On the technology side, I'd like to emphasize that this engine is state-of-the-art. It features Fiat developed MultiAir technology that we first introduced in Europe earlier this year. It's been the result of a significant investment of time and financial resources that spanned a 5-year period and that saw its first commercial application less than 6 months ago in Europe. It is, by all definitions, leading-edge technology. Paulo Ferreira, who is not here today, but who heads up our powertrain operations, likes to refer to it as variable valve timing on steroids. Specifically, MultiAir is an innovative electro-hydraulic system that directly controls the engine's intake valves. It provides dynamic and direct management of air and combustion, cylinder by cylinder and stroke by stroke, so that the system can alter the timing and duration of the valves opening and closing depending on how much horsepower is needed at any one point in time. In other words, MultiAir gives the engine the lungs of an athlete, and that dramatically increases specific output. In hard numbers, MultiAir increases maximum power by up to 10% and delivers up to 15% improvement in low-end torque compared to conventional engines. The MultiAir system also improves fuel efficiency by up to 10% with a corresponding drop in CO2 emissions. And it decreases other emissions, including NOx, by as much as 25%. We can take the engine's performance up another notch with the application of a turbocharger, which increases horsepower up to 170 horsepower and peak torque up to 170 pounds of torque. And it delivers a decrease in CO2 emissions by up to 25%. This technology comes to Chrysler via the Fiat Chrysler Alliance, and it benefits Chrysler on 2 points. The first one is speed, and the other one is costs. Chrysler Group is getting the 1.4-liter engine for an investment in tooling and related cost of about $179 million and nearly zero development costs, which is a prime example of how we expect this alliance to work. Furthermore, because the MultiAir system is basically a bolt-on technology, we can add it to a base engine with minimal additional investment. And so our next step will be to apply MultiAir to the 4-cylinder world gas engine family and the Pentastar engine, which will see its debut in the American market next year, with and without turbo and direct injection. So as we said at our November 4th presentation, we expect MultiAir technology to help us double the share of 4-cylinder gas and diesel engines in our portfolio, with a resulting drop in the 6- and 8-cylinder engine families that currently account for a large majority of our sales. Now, I'd like to highlight that we're fully committed to the implementation of our world-class manufacturing initiative at each one of our Chrysler Group facilities. This is a process that is well underway and it puts a greater significance on the launch for both of our employees and for our manufacturing operations. World-class manufacturing is designed to deliver what I consider to be the ethical byproduct of a very rational argument about how we make things. There is something fundamentally unethical about waste. We're living in a world where we're competing daily for scarce resources, and the institutionalizing of environments in our production system that embody waste is fundamentally unethical. And so as much as we drive for integrity in all we do, world-class manufacturing is probably one of the highest examples of integrity that I can find. We're committing resources, time, efforts, and people to fundamentally change the way in which we run this business. As we rapidly ramp up this effort, I know that we're asking a lot of our people on shop floors and across our manufacturing organization. But if we don't get this part of it right, none of it will work. And so I appreciate the willingness and the leadership of General Holyfield and his UAW team, and the willingness of our employees to embrace and implement change. In fact, the agreement with the UAW was a key success factor in our decision to build a 1.4-liter engine here in Michigan. There is a highly skilled, technical trained workforce here. All the workers at GEMA have a 2-year technical degree or a skilled journeyman's card, and we will continue to apply high standards as we bring in more workers. The 1.4-liter engine is integral to our efforts to broaden our reach into the A and B segments in the U.S. automotive market. It will first power the North American-built Fiat 500 that will go into production in the fourth quarter of 2010. That's less than 18 months after we formed the alliance. And I believe that it's a record for the North American car industry. We're also exploring additional applications for the 1.4-liter engine in future B-segment cars for the Chrysler Group. And this brings me to the final topic, which is the economic benefits that this project will return to Michigan and the local Dundee community. The big news for Michigan is that we're making a $179 million investment in preparation for the 1.4-liter engine production at the existing GEMA South facility. The installation of the tooling is already underway. We expect this engine to create up to 573 new jobs industry-wide. And that includes as many as 155 new Chrysler Group employees.